David defeated Goliath because of his bravery, but also thanks to his sling. This episode is dedicated to the Cervelo sling makers.
It's a 2,250 horsepower electric motor that operates the propeller. As you can see, it's perfectly balanced.
CD is the coefficient of drag, A is the frontal area. We have control over CD and A.
We've been coming here for 3-4 years now. Before that, we went to a tunnel in Ottawa, a tunnel in Texas, and MIT as well. So we've been to our share of different wind tunnels.
Phil finally was able to peel himself away from his email or whatever else he was doing and had some free time. He wants to kind of get back to his roots of when it was just him and Gerard. He enjoys what he does, and working with the riders is another thing he really enjoys.
I am directly involved, as is Gerard, in making sure that things are a success, but we're also really stretched and really busy guys. Damon's role is the engineering liaison. I think I met Damon when we first started the company. He was one of the original guys at Kestrel. He's worked in aerospace. He's a good rider himself.
It's the feeling.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, the feeling in the legs.
He can interpret what the riders are saying as a rider and an engineer.
The purpose of bringing Tor to the wind tunnel today is to make him faster. We'll learn his limits on how far in different directions we can stretch his legs and arms and torso, and we'll learn what the drag is at those positions, and we'll have, after 3 hours, a library of positions and the associated drag values. Then he can go out on the road afterwards and do power testing and figure out how much power he can make at these different positions. And with those two pieces of information, the drag and the power, we can do the math to find out the fastest position.
For the best event.
Already had my effort. I need a...
It'll cost you $50. Time is wasting.
You're a Snickers man?
Time is money.
Yeah, of course, it being a new team, and this is not the kind of world we grew up in, so sometimes you have some questions, and Tor's been very helpful. And I think he's also an extremely gifted rider. I think he's one of the most underrated riders in the peloton, and he's very interested in product development, so to me, it's an ideal combination.
Just can't move too much, for seat height.
Are you at the limit coming up, you think?
No, then I have to see.
Okay, we're gonna move the elbow pads in.
Okay.
Okay. We have to get a dimension of what they are.
Yep.
To 2 centimeters.
Alejandra's been the CSC lead mechanic for years, and we've got along great with him. That guy is one of those guys that has a knack with a tool. It's like watching a symphony.
Estoy muy contento de trabajar para Cervelo y, por supuesto, porque me gusta la bicicleta. Me gusta mucho la bicicleta Cervelo.
It makes it a lot easier to work with a group of mechanics when they're okay with you coming by every month with a new prototype that has to be built up for the next day, and we need some quick feedback.
You need a lead mechanic. You need that guy to be a leader, and he's got to be able to lead and have the respect of everyone, including the sponsors, the team, and the riders.
My brother, from another mother, is for me is a wonderful mechanic,
Rider ready?
Number one is the same as the 50 second setting.
Well, the equipment is really important, but if the motor is finito, is finished, it's nothing to do, no? The important part is just look inside and see how you feel. But I think that all these measurements in the right moments are really important.
Because the S3 was a pretty big development, and Carlos actually a big reason for that. We know that, and he knows that aero bikes are the fastest bikes he can ride, even when he's sheltered a lot in the peloton. Still, when he makes the decisive moves, he's on his own, and aerodynamics matter. But he's had a pretty bad back since a crash a couple of years ago. So, he always felt that the R series was a little bit more comfortable, and so, we've been working very hard to get the same comfort level in the S series as we have in the R series, and with the S3, we've finally done that.
So now Carlos has 2 bikes to choose from. The S3 and his longtime favorite, the tour-winning R3 SL.
Having fun yet?
Yeah, always.
You ready? I think you are.
Yes.
I think you are. No more 5-star hotel on the golf course. Now it's serious.
Yes. No, we are serious, always.
Yeah.
Wow. We laugh, we work, we laugh afterwards. Hey, Dave?
That's right.
It's important for the morale, eh?
That's right.
We keep everything in the balance. It's the
It's
secret.
all balance.
Mostly laugh.
Yes.
Especially with Carlos.
Watch him every day. Do you think
Carlos may have been the fastest man at the Tour last year, but today, he's beat out by one of the fastest women. Out of all the test team riders at the tunnel, Kristen Armstrong proves to have the most aerodynamic position.
You have two sides on good equipment. You have the real advantage, being faster, and you have the mental side, to have the fastest equipment. And the mental side is one of the most underestimated parts in high-performance sports.
You know, those races are won, you know, the number of times it comes down to a photo finish, you know, they're separated by a tire width. And we can give someone far more than a tire width.
I know in my head, my mind, that I have a really fast bike, the best bike in the world, so who can help me reach my goals and win the races I want.
Next stop, the Amgen Tour of California.